Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, Dave, this is TJ from Tampa. Horrible game yesterday. Hey, I'm tired, sick and tired of our O-line being blamed for Watson's play. Joe Flacco last year took the same exact team with less of an O-line, and he moved them up and down the field game after game. It's time for a change. Let's quit making excuses for the guy. Also, how many times are we going to give the ball to Jerome Ford on first down where he gets no yards or 1 yard? It's killing us. We do the same thing every single week.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Let's welcome in Jake Burns from Browns FilmBreakdown.com. Jake, I get the Joe Flacco, the legend of Joe Flacco. Different year, different scheme. I get the offensive line was beat up. It's more beat up, and they're asking him to do some different things. I think that's what's kind of being a little lost.
Yeah, I don't think they're replicating exactly what they were doing with Joe Flacco. I certainly think that the idea this offseason that they brought in a bunch of changes to the way they approach offensive football, I think has been on display so far this year. So to me, it's I just think they're early in the process. It's hard to tell people to remain confident that it's going to work itself out, but I certainly think that it's early in the process. I have concerns on my own end about their ability to make this cohesively work, especially considering I feel like it's really disjointed and it's something Kevin's not really that natural at. So I like I said, there can be some minor changes that you can make, but there's no doubt people have to start playing better. I think they need to start calling things a little bit better, and I think the elements around Deshaun Watson are certainly, as we'll talk about, not necessarily helping solve the problem consistently.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think you can point to one specific thing. I think it's disjointed is a really, I feel that way when I watch this offense. They aren't quite sure of their identity, and it's almost like they're not sure how they want to get there.
No, they don't. I've kind of said it's like somebody trying to learn a new language and they were just handed a DVD from Rosetta Stone and said good luck. Like they're in a European country trying to figure it out, and they're reading the book about what the words mean and being very rigid about it, and they all feel out of place. There's no cohesiveness to what they're doing. The guys, I think for the most part, are trying to do what they're asked, but it doesn't seem natural to almost anybody. And even the play caller in and of itself, who I think is built and backboned in a completely different structure of offense. So it is, and again, it's multiple people. Quarterback hasn't been good enough. One play, the offensive line doesn't hold up the way it needs to. One play, the wide receiver drops a well-thrown ball. One play, they don't plan, give the quarterback any options within the scheme to get rid of the football against heavy blitz. You can't become the worst offense in the NFL if it was one person. If it was solving it with one person, that's easy. And, I think the case study is what's gone on down there in Carolina when they take out Bryce Young, plug in Andy Dalton, and he throws for north of 300 yards and they score 35 points. I think if it were that easy, the elements around the quarterback were playing better, then it's a different discussion. But right now it's everybody. It's a potpourri of the smelliest variety right now because it's like different plays, different issues. And when that is the case, it feels like an avalanche that you just can't really stop and put it back on top of the mountain. It's overwhelming. And I feel like that's where they're at right now, where there's a little bit of a lack of belief in what they're doing. And then when you pair that lack of belief with what they're doing, that they can get the job done, then you start to see this product we're seeing on the field where it's just a breakdown after breakdown happening.